Okay, so we have our audio files uploaded. Now what we're going to do is copy this bit of HTML5 code here. Okay, and this code we're going to add to the text of our page. So let's go back to our website here, and this is the post that, or the page that I'm going to add the audio files to. Okay, so I just edit that page. Now at this stage you may be wondering, well gee, this is a lot of effort. Why, isn't there an easier way for me to do this? And there probably is, but the reason I'm showing you this way is because then you'll understand how it actually works, and then when you go to choose different plugins for making your life easier, you'll understand how they work, and you may be able to make some better choices about which ones do exactly what you want them to do. Particularly if things go wrong, you may be able to figure out what's going wrong. But also, you'll see that this is actually not very difficult to do. And there may be reasons why you want to not add more plugins to your website. So the first thing that we need to do is understand that this text editor here gives us two views, a visual view and a text view, or a HTML view. What we need is the text or HTML view. You can see that the font changed slightly here, and the menus also changed slightly. Now if we were embedding a video file from a place like YouTube, for example, we would need to do this as well. We need to get into what's called the code of the page, and we're not talking about programming code, we're just talking about what's called HTML code. So now I'm going to paste this, paste this code that I got from the HTML5 page there, and it's pretty straightforward. As you can see how it works. Firstly, this is what's called an audio tag. This controls here, the fact that that word is there will mean that the play controls will be visible, and here is some text that comes up if the browser doesn't support the HTML5 audio tag, and we're going to deal with that in a moment, and this just closes the tag. So this is really a very easy to understand bit of code here. We want to put an audio control with control elements on the page, and this is the audio file that we're going to play. Okay, now we know of course that we want to substitute this for the URL of the audio files that we have uploaded. So let's just get that. We'll get the audio, the OGG file here, copy that link address. That's going to go here, right? Because this is the type audio OGG file. Okay, and the MP3 file. Oops, wrong. Copy link address. Okay. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, the reason that we do this is because some browsers will be able to play the MP3 file, but some browsers won't be able to, and they'll play the OGG file instead. And this will take care of about 99% of the browsers that your clients are likely to use. There are other there are other audio file formats that we could add to this list, and that would take care of more browsers. And we can look for that information here on the HTML5 audio page. You can see the browser formats here. So, for example, MP3 is yes. Firefox will use OGG. Safari will use MP3, and Opera will use OGG. So all of these browser types will be taken care of. Okay, back to this post. So now we should have working file types. Let's update this and have a look to see if it works. Alright, and we'll view that post. Now we have an audio player, and if I click this, test audio 1, 2, 3, that works, and it will also work in other browsers as well. So this is Chrome that I'm using at the moment. Now I'm just going to copy that URL. We'll open up Firefox. Paste that URL in there. And as you can see, it works there. It looks slightly different there because Firefox renders the audio player in a slightly different way, but it will still work. Test audio. 1, 2, 3. Same in Safari. And also in Internet Explorer. Except I can't demonstrate that on this Mac conveniently right now. Again, it looks a little different, but that's okay. Test audio. Because it still works. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so back to Chrome. That's working fine. But what if we did strike a browser that didn't support the HTML5 audio tag? Well, that's what we're going to do next. And if a browser turned up that didn't support that, this text would become visible. But we're going to add something to that in a moment. Okay, now the reason we're using HTML5 is because, as I mentioned at the very beginning, this will work on an iPad and an iPhone, whereas Flash-based technology will not. So really, up till now, we've pretty much done everything we need to do. From this point on, we're just catering for other options.